Everyone thinks you need more time, willpower, motivation, or the perfect plan to lose fat and just have a better life overall. But the habits that actually change your body and make a difference, they cost nothing. They don't really take so much motivation and willpower as they do practice. And people still know this and they still ignore them. In this video, I'm going to talk about 10 habits that have changed my life that I've used since high school. And I'm 35 going on 36 now. So over 20 years I've been using these and they've literally shaped my life. Now, I've been a personal trainer and a fitness coach now for over 10 years. And these are the same habits that I teach busy people to do in my core program. Now, even though I've been practicing these habits since high school, by no means is it the same now that it was then. I know so much more now than I knew then, and I continue to learn more every day. These are things that I would, if I could go back and teach myself and tell myself back then, I would, because I had no idea how much these habits would have an impact on my life. They're simple, realistic, and they compound. These habits don't just impact fat loss, they impact every part of your life. They impact your productivity. They impact your relationships. They impact both your physical and your mental health. Now, of course, this is my list, so it's my opinion. So I'm going to save the one that's impacted me the most over the years for last. Number one, now this is one that many people need to work on, and it took me a while to get this one down myself. This one I did not practice until maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and that is go without your phone first thing in the morning and last thing in the evening. You don't want to be around it because it puts you in a bad place mentally and for your health, honestly, because when you wake up first thing in the morning, the last thing your brain is ready for is being overstimulated by people on social media, stuff that's not real. Your brain needs time to wake up, and it is a recipe for procrastination. It's so easy to lose track of time when you're scrolling endlessly. It's so easy to delay and put stuff off. This is the exact reason why I've learned over the years to put my phone across the room. So it's not on my nightstand anymore. It's on the other side of the room. I set a loud alarm and it forces me to get up. I have my clothes laid out and it just helps me sequence my entire morning routine as soon as I get out of bed. And this is a game changer, especially, for example, with my running. So my running is something I don't necessarily feel like doing, especially as soon as I wake up. But I do it right away because 9 times out of 10, it is one of the hardest parts of my day. So if I do it right away, don't go on my phone, the act of taking action is the most important part. Don't lose control of your day before it even starts. Start off the day with some water, some coffee, some silence. Allow your brain to wake up and be intentional. So I understand that this might be hard to get down at first. So getting multiple days in a row might be tricky, which brings me to the second one, which is the 2-day rule. Never miss 2 days in a row, whether that be going to the gym, whether that be waking up when you want to wake up, or going on your phone. The idea is we're trying to build lasting habits and changes here. So you miss 1 day, fine, that happens. You miss 2 days, you're pushing it. And then if you miss more than 2 days, that's when people fall off and you're back to square one, which is the hardest part. So if you're trying to start an exercise routine, for example, even if you just show up, like I've heard of stories and instances where if you've read Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks about just the act of somebody trying to exercise regularly, driving to the gym, not even necessarily working out, just the act of driving there and then leaving. Just the habit of taking a small step towards where they want to be, they end up having like a subpar workout because somebody will drive there. If you go to the gym, like you're already there, right? Like the hard part's already done. So you might as well just do the thing it is you came there to do. It's the exact reason why I teach 5-minute workouts. I do a series on my channel. It's my 5 and 15 series, my 5-minute workouts on my 15-minute break. Details in the description. It's meant to be a gateway from not exercising to exercising. It's something that it's a small step, but it leads to compounding. It leads to something that could last. And I came up with that because I used to be such a gym, I still am obviously, but I used to be such a gym person in college. And then my whole life changed when I graduated because I was thrown into the real world, right? I got engaged. I ended up becoming a dad a year or two later. Like, we had to get a house, had to get jobs. So I went from, being a college student where I had all this structure and time to somebody working 50, 60 hours a week that I didn't have time for the gym anymore. So I had to improvise. I had to come up with these small snippets of working out throughout my busy day. And then that's how I came up with my 5-minute workouts, because instead of having one big block of time in my day to exercise, like an hour or something like I used to, I now had these small windows split throughout my day. Or when I was a delivery driver, I'd make a rule: if I did like a 20-piece delivery, I'd drop and do like 20 push-ups and 10 pull-ups using my truck. You have to get creative if it's that important to you. The point being, even if it's just 5 minutes, show up. Now, that could help you start exercising, which is great, but that won't matter if you're eating like crap all the time. And that brings me to number 3, which is starting with one simple rule when it comes to your eating, and that's eating protein first. If you're looking to change up your eating habits, don't start by cutting things out. Start by adding protein on. It controls hunger, makes you feel more full, suppresses your appetite, builds your muscle. You should be building every single meal throughout your day around a protein source. Even if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, even if you're not trying to lose fat, this will help with something equally as, if not more important to you, which is your energy level. So many people, especially who are parents, who are working full time, people I work with, clients of mine, say that they are low energy, and that just has a domino effect on every other area of their day and their lives. Speaking of energy, something else that helps your energy drastically is very simple. Number 4, walk every day. This is the most underrated fat loss tool you could ever find because it's the most sustainable. Everybody can walk regardless of what their day looks like, regardless of what their lifestyle looks like. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to plan for it. You don't have to stress out. Even if you just do little hacks throughout your day, like parking further away, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, setting a timer. This is one that's helped a lot of my clients, is if you work a desk job, for example, you set a timer, a regular timer to go off every hour, right? Every time that timer goes off, you do a lap around the floor or you go around the building once. You'd be amazed how much not only it helps your body physically, but it helps your mind as well. It helps your mind stay clear. It helps you stay more focused. We need to move. As human beings, we need to move to feel more productive, have a reset in our day, especially with the weather getting nicer. There's really no reason you can't get outside. Bonus points if you go for a walk after you eat. What that's going to do is lower your blood sugar and increase your insulin sensitivity, making the digestion process that much easier. Like I said, that's very important for your energy, but what's also very important for your energy, and honestly, it really helps me with every part of my day overall, is going to bed at the same time every night. And that's number 5. Many people say that they need an alarm for the morning. If I were you, I'd be more concerned with the time I go to bed than the time I wake up. Because if you go to bed at the same time and have a bedtime alarm, you're more likely to get into the rhythm and wake up at the same time anyway, based on what time you go to sleep. Nothing interesting happens late at night anyway. And this is coming from somebody who used to stay up till 1, 2 in the morning until the age of like 25. Sleep is the foundation of muscle building, better diet. With bad sleep, you're hungrier, you have less energy, you make worse decisions, your brain is foggy. Prioritize your sleep. More importantly, the time you go to bed as opposed to the time you wake up. And number 6, I touched on this already, is my 5-minute workouts and just working out in general. You gotta start somewhere. Even if it's not the 5-minute workouts that I went over earlier, you have to have some sort of routine in place, even if that just means you do 3 different exercises and you go home. Now, the thing with exercising is people get overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. They don't know how to lift. This is what you want. You want to go heavy, regardless if you're a man or a woman. You want to have progressive overload. You want to make it challenging. 10 to 15 reps, 3 sets. Start with full body, especially if you're not used to it. Simple, basics. Compound lifts, deadlifts, chest press with dumbbell, squats, rows. Simple is your friend. Keep it simple. And you want to do just 3 times a week. You don't need any more than that. Start here. Start showing up. Doing this over and over again is the most important part. Then you could worry about the nitty-gritty, like different phases and different types of lifts and different types of exercises. But start with one. Show up consistently, then build off that. Then number 7, something that people overlook is drinking water. It's something little, but it really adds up. Reduces your hunger, especially if it's first thing in the morning when you wake up. People go straight to the coffee or the caffeine. Start with water instead. That's going to naturally wake your body up. Your body is in a fasted state. You find yourself eating more than you want to throughout your day because you're not drinking water first thing. It's something little, but you'd be surprised. Number 8, eat at consistent times. When your eating is random, your results are random. Structure creates control without needing a strict diet. It's not about a diet. In fact, I even hate using that word. It's about eating habits, about stuff that's going to stick. This is where intermittent fasting works for some people. Say, for example, you stop eating at 6 p.m. and don't eat until the next day at 9 a.m. Okay, that's an example of a 15-hour fast. There's so many different ways you could do it, and fasting has proven to work for many people, but you have to be aware of it first. It's not only about what you eat, it's also about when you eat. It's kind of like resetting your eating clock in a way. And speaking of reset, that brings me to number 9, which is have a nightly reset. Have a nightly routine. Reset your house. Reset your hygiene. Reset your environment. Even just 10 to 15 minutes, something short. Resetting your environment, cleaning up, has such a drastic impact on your mental health. This is coming from somebody who grew up in a hoarded household. I cannot emphasize it enough. 10 minutes can make tomorrow so much easier before it even starts. You could start it for the day before. But even with all this said, there'll be some days when you're not going to get to reset, and that might make things harder. Which brings me to number 10, and the one that's helped me the most throughout the years, and that is show up when it's messy. Continue showing up even when it gets messy. Life is not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. It never will be perfect. It's going to have stuff that it's going to throw curveballs at you. You're going to have unexpected things that are going to throw everything off. But if you learn to adapt and still show up regardless, you're going to be fine. And that is the hardest part. I won't lie to you. This is the hardest step, but it's also the most important, because life is never going to stop. Life is never going to stop being hard. It's always going to be hard, no matter what. No matter what stage you are in life, no matter what age you are, no matter where you are, life is full of things we don't want to do. But I want to tell you today that that's okay, because we may not want to do it initially. The more you show up, the easier it's going to get. The more practice you get, the more you're going to be willing to do it, because the more confident you're going to get doing it. There's never going to be perfect conditions. You're never going to feel motivated or have the willpower all the time. But results actually happen when people show up. I know this is not like rocket science, guys. It's simple stuff, but people neglect this all the time. The worst action is inaction. People could have a plan. You could have a perfect plan, but if you don't take any action on it, nothing's going to happen. None of these cost anything, but if you actually do them, they will change everything. And not to say you have to do all 10 of these at once. I would practice one at a time. Personal growth is a lifelong journey. Take it from me. I've been practicing it since I was a teenager, and I continue to. That's my whole life, and that's fine. That's a good thing, because you're never going to stop learning. You're never going to stop getting better. It's all about getting 1% better every single day. And before I could have any of these habits, I had to get the right mindset, which I'm still practicing as well. But a big part of that is to stop calling yourself lazy. And that's something I explained in this video right here. If anything in this video today helped you, leave a like, because it'll really help show it to more people who might need it just like you. I don't believe this video ended up on your feed by accident. I believe you're made for more, and you're made to take a big step to where you want to be today. Leave a comment down below which one of these resonates with you the most. And if you want help turning this into a system you could actually stick to and sustain long term, click the first link in the description and learn more about my one-on-one coaching, and we could figure out what's going on. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.